Hello everybody, I'm David, and today I kind of want to discuss something that has been on my heart. I guess if I were to title this, it's where you are is where God wants you to be, or make the pasture green where you are. Kind of sounds kind of lame, I know, but when we talk about this, I mean you'll understand what I'm talking about. Um, I know even in my own personal life, I've been somebody who, man, if I can just get over this, man, I'll be happy and things will be better. And then you get over this dead pasture, this dead grass. You know, man, the grass is greener on the other side if I can just get over there. And then you get over there and trouble comes, and then, oh man, if I could just get over this and get out of this situation, things would be better. Then you get to that situation and yeah, things are okay, but then bang, something else happens, and man, if I could just get it seems like after a while you're wishing and praying your whole life away. You know, it's after a while I was just like, God, I just don't get it. I really I just feel like I can never be happy. I could never just be happy. Things are always coming, trials and tribulations are always coming, and I get somewhere and I feel like I'm just praying my whole life away because I just want to get over this. Okay, now I just want to get over this. Now I just want to get over this. And there's a lot of people around me like that too. I think it's just we here, especially in America, we got it so good. The only troubles that we have to worry about is just these everyday struggles that come our way. You know, Christians in other countries, they every day's a gamble. Every day's a fight, serving the Lord and trying to make it through life on a day-to-day basis. You know, knowing that one day is going to be your last breath. You know, because you're called to a martyr's death. But enough of that. Let's. I want to check out Joseph. You know, Joseph. The poor guy. He was. You know, first of all, he was a favored son of Jacob. You know, he had it good. His dad makes him a beautiful coat. His brothers are jealous, so they beat him up, tackle him down, put him into a hole, planned to kill him. Decided no, let's go ahead and sell him off. He's sold into a slave. He and he goes into Egypt, and then he makes it good. He's Potiphar's favorite guy. You know, and suddenly Potiphar's wife lies on him. Potiphar believes her, throws him into prison. He's in prison for a long time. I mean, the guy just can't catch a break, and it's like one thing after another, you know, and he thinks, okay, I'm doing good, now I'm thrown into prison. And then here we are, these two guys, the Pharaoh's cupbearer and the baker, you know, they have a dream, they're talking about it. Joseph's like, man, I'm good at interpreting dreams. So he tells the cupbearer the meaning of the dream. Tells him that, you know, he's about to get his job back, you know, and he's going to be favored amongst Pharaoh again. He says, so what Joseph says is, in Genesis chapter 40, verses 14, something verse 14 and 15, he goes, but when all goes well for you, remember that I was with you. Please show kindness to me by mentioning me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison, for I was kidnapped from the land of the Hebrews. And even here I have done nothing that they should put me in this dungeon. So, and then of course he tells the sad story to the baker. The guy loses his head. So the cupbearer goes out, and it's years before he ever thinks about Joseph. Now we could say, man, God, what's up with that? Why would you let that happen to Joseph? You know, and what? You know, and yeah, I mean, the cupbearer was wrong. Let's not say the cupbearer wasn't wrong, but it was not his time. God allowed Joseph to even become like gained favor in the prison. So he was top guy in the prison. The guy was favored in the prison. He helped out. He'd done a lot of good things. So, it was not his time to be released. Where Joseph was at, in Joseph's area in his life, he made that dead grass that was there in his life, and he made it of greener pasture. Because he didn't, even though he might have had a little bit of bitterness. Let's not say he was perfect, but instead of being bitter toward the Lord, instead of being bitter about his life, he just I'm here, and he had this good spirit about him, and he made a greener pasture. Okay, now let's look at the Israelites. God was amazing. I mean, think about it, guys. I mean, if we've seen half the stuff that the Israelites seen in the desert, I doubt we would ever worry about anything. But you got in Exodus 15, after nothing but just think about this, okay? Israel's just seen the Red Sea parted. Pharaoh's army is right behind them, and they go through on dry ground through the Red Sea and make it on the other side. Pharaoh's army is coming up right behind them, and bang, God closes the waters up and kills all these guys. They all die. Okay? And then they're dancing and they're partying, Miriam singing her song. I mean, things are just going awesome. And then they get to this place. Okay, I'm thirsty. Let's get something to drink here. And you go to Exodus 15 to these bitter waters. These guys cry out, "Oh, God brought us out of Egypt to this desert just to kill us. Oh, what a great God." So they're mocking God and they're mocking Moses. And "You just brought us out here just for us to thirst to death." And so God tells Moses what to do. Moses takes this branch, stirs it with water. It becomes sweet water. So now, oh, yeah, God's good. Yeah, God's good. Not too long after that, oh, now we're hungry. God brought us out here just to kill us. Oh, if we would have stayed back in Egypt, everything would be great. Oh, man. So now God sends manna. And now they're happy. Yeah, we're happy. We're eating manna. Oh, man, now we got just a stinking manna. And that's, God did the water. God got us this manna. But this is all we got. Oh, man, God sucks, Yeah, I'm just paraphrasing, guys. God sent some quail, too. So now they got manna, and they get quail, and then they get greedy and stock up too much because they don't trust God's going to do this all the time. And then, even though Moses specifically told them, don't take more than you need, but what do? They get greedy and they take more than they need, and then maggots and stuff. And so Moses gets mad at them about that. Later on, they're thirsty again. Oh man, God brought us out of Egypt just for us to die. What's up with this God? If I would have just stayed back in Egypt and yeah, he gave us sweet waters at this time. Yeah, we have manna and quail, but now we're thirsty, now we're gonna die. Water from a rock. I mean, the list goes on and on and on with these guys. It just never ends. They forget that what God did before, God can do again. They forget that in the wilderness, God's hand moved the mightiest. I mean, you got a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. This great God parted the Red Seas, made bitter water sweet, gives them manna and quail, and then brings water from a rock. But they forget what God did before just to later on see that God does it again. And yet they complain about God, and they complain about God, and they complain to Moses, and they threaten to kill Moses, and there's so many riots and so much stuff. And then you get the 10 Commandments come, and then they build this golden calf, and then later on a bunch of people die because they still just don't want to trust in this God. And it sounds to me this is a lot like us in our present time. As Christians, you wonder why people laugh at us. You wonder why Christians get such a bad rap. Even amongst atheists, they don't even believe in their God. Why would we want to believe in something that they don't even believe in? you know, and it's because we are all the time praying. I could just get past this. I could just get through this. Oh, man, God, I guess God just doesn't care about me. And guys, it's okay to pray to God and complain to God. Don't get me wrong. That makes it a real relationship. At the same time, we can't forget what kind of God we serve, and that God always brings through. David said, "I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his people beg for bread." You know, granted, yeah, we do have people who do go hungry and do thirst, you know, and sometimes, guys, you know, we're supposed to be the answer to that prayer. You know, we don't do what we're supposed to do either as Christians when it comes to seeing people who do want and people who do need, you know. But, you know, there's been times whenever I thought, okay, what am I going to eat today? And somebody bring me a box of food. Like, wow. I just bring us, my family, a box of food. We would say, okay, how are we going to pay rent, or how are we going to do this, how are we going to do that? There'll be a check in the mail for $3,000. Wow. You know, God's just amazing. God always provides, you know, one way or another. Something happens, you know. But we need to learn that as Christians, we are called not to desire greener pastures, but to make the dead grass where we are green. We're supposed to plant and flourish, you know, and it's metaphorical, okay? But plant and flourish where we're at to make a better day for someone else. Before God is going to move us over to other pastures, we got to make where we are green for somebody else. We got to plant good for somebody else. We got to make and bring joy and peace and happiness to somebody else. Then we go to some other pasture, then we do the same there. Because if God keeps on, if we say, okay, if I can get to greener pastures, we're just going to keep on taking our negative attitude and we're going to kill the next pasture. And it might be green, it might be beautiful, it might be greener pastures, but then we kill that, and then we turn that dead. And then we go to the next pasture, then we kill that pasture. Then all we do is we just bring death and negativity to each and every pasture that we go to. And we can't do that as Christians. We need to speak life and to bring life into places where we go. Think about in Numbers 13, when Moses sent the spies to check out the promised land. They finally made it to the promised land, the place where we said, if we could just get to there, we'll be okay. And then what happens? They get there, and in chapter 14, they come out, verses 1 through 38, you get this bad thing happening here. They give a bad report. Oh, we were as grasshoppers in their sight. Whoa, we're gonna die. God brought us from Egypt just to bring us to the promised land, to kill us in the promised land. Oh man, God's finally had it. He goes, you know what? Not one of you, except for except for Joshua and Caleb, are going to enter into this land. But right now, you guys just turn right back around, head back toward the Red Sea, and each and every one of you, except for Joshua and Caleb, are going to die in this land. Only Joshua and Caleb were ready for the promised land. Only they were ready for the next pastures. If we as Christians aren't ready for the next level, to go to the next pasture, all we're going to do is bring despair and negativity for anyone else who's there. Just like Joseph wasn't ready to be released from prison until that opportune time that God had him ready. And when Pharaoh needed that dream interpreter. We might not be ready for the next pasture yet. We spiritually might not be ready. We might need to make these pastures green and be happy to do with what we got to do here before we get to where God has promised us to be. Just like the children of Israel, they still had that Egypt mentality. They could not leave. Their minds and their spirits were still left in Egypt. So all throughout the wilderness, they just complained, and they did not grow. They did not change. They did not become better people But they brought all that negativity and death right to the promised land where God says, I'm sorry, you're not ready for this. Get out. Go. Go back, and they spent another 40 years until each and every one of them dropped dead. And only their children get to see what was promised, except for Joshua and Caleb. Moses had to see it from afar because even he allowed the wilderness to corrupt him instead of make him a better person. You know, so guys, be the green pastures. Be the one who brings life to the dead grass, to the death that surrounds you. Bring life to the death that surrounds you, so that you can bring life to the next place, and life to the next place, and life to the next place. Because us being here on earth and doing what we're doing, we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the Lord, for all those around us, to see the glory of God. Not for our own glory, not for our own goodness, but for the goodness of God and for the goodness of those who are around us. And only then can you move on to the next level, and to the next level, and to the next level. You know, and that's what God just put on my heart, guys. So God bless you. I pray that this touched you. And if you like this video, please subscribe and like this video, and check out my other ones and like them as well. Share it. All right. So God bless you guys, and thank you.